Okay, guys. So let's maybe start uh, in 2 minutes. Let's wait for a few more people to join. Okay. So in today's session, we'll be discussing around. Someone is raising hand.
Good evening, sir. I am Varun Ruparal, and I had one doubt regarding the uploading the video in a web page using HTML. I had one doubt regarding that topic, so I wanted to ask you. Can I ask you, sir?
After the session, we can have the Q&A maybe at the end.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. So in today's session, we will be mostly discussing about the structure of HTML, some basic syntax of HTML, and the basics of CSS, how to use CSS and how to attach CSS. So I'll just share my screen. You guys just tell me like if you can see my screen or not. Just a second. I have a setup. Uh, yeah. Uh, so can you all guys see my screen? Okay. Just give me a thumbs up or write in the chat. Okay. Okay. So I believe most of you can. Just a minute. I'll move this side. Okay. Okay, guys. So I mean, in the last session, we already discussed like what is HTML. So HTML is basically a standard markup language for web pages, right? So with HTML, you can create your own website. It is very easy to learn, and obviously you'll enjoy it because it's the syntax for it is very easy. So let's go on and create something and see. So I believe this font size is very small. I'll increase the size. Okay. So I believe you guys can see my screen. I'll increase the area. So I'm using Visual Studio. I believe last time I told people to use Visual Studio. Just a second. Okay, that's not working. Okay. So let's first create the index.html. And so here we go. And let's create a very basic HTML. So I have a plugin installed. So it basically gives me a very basic boilerplate. So let's name it my first web page. I believe that's the most basic thing. My first web page. Okay. And in the body, we'll just have a h1 saying hello world. And let's see if this is working or not. Uh, in the meantime, I'll also install one thing. We have called live server. So yeah, so you'll just install this one, this live server. Okay, install it. Basically, this is a dev server where you can debug in the real time. Once you make the change, they are available for that. So if you click go live, uh, it actually shows you in the browser. I believe everyone can see that, right? Just tell me like if you can see or not. Okay, okay. So I mean, that's a very basic introduction. So what is HTML? So HTML, also I have one thing for you guys. Like last time people were complaining like the voice was very feeble last time. So I really want to know, like, is it okay this time? Is it fine for you all? Like, I have changed my microphone. So is it okay for you all? Just write something in the chat. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. So, and we also had one feedback last time, like to have the Q&A at the end, because it is very disturbing for the people. And I understand that that happens. So if we will have this, this is called the dev, people who are writing on the screen, please don't write. Devya, if you're writing, please don't write, because it is disturbing for other people. Okay. So, so if you see, this is the basic HTML, and I'll say like the dev console will be the, you can say this is the thing where you'll be using it mostly if you are a web developer. And basically this is used for debugging, seeing like why my code is working or why my code is not working. Things for, I mean, that kind of a thing you use it. So I'll maybe explain if someone doesn't know, like, okay, what is that, what is this. So basically HTML shows you the all the tags you're writing in your HTML. So you can see like we have hello world here, and if you hover it, it is showing like, okay, whatever I am taking space in the web page, that is being shown by the browser. I'm preferring to use the Chrome dev tools. In case someone uses another browser, I'll highly recommend you to use the Chrome only, because the support is quite great, and most of the people who do web development use this dev console. Okay. So in the console part, you can generally write any kind of JavaScript. For example, if you want to maybe console something, you write hello world and console it. So basically you can run JavaScript here, and anything you write in the script tags or any JavaScript file you attach to your HTML, those all console logs you do, you can see in this console part. So what is this source tab? The source tab is basically gives you a file structure. I mean, whatever file structure you have, that will be, you'll be able to see directly from here. So don't get into this one like the webpack and all. What are these? We really don't need to know right now. But yeah, I mean, you can see this is your HTML. You can see like there is some script being injected by live server. You don't have to worry about this because it is already written. This code is being injected by the live server in order to make sure like you, once you have something, let's say if you have a paragraph and write this is a paragraph and save it, you see the thing is automatically reloaded. Okay, you don't have to reload the page, it is automatically reloading. So it is the job of this script to make sure like the, if you're making changes in your HTML or anything, it keeps on refreshing. Okay, so you don't have to worry like, okay, what is this big code here. Okay, so you have written only this code and this is visible in the body. So so the use of source is to debug. You can add debug points here and there. And similarly, if you refresh it, it will stop here. See, it has stopped here because you are actually in a debug mode. You want to debug, okay, where my code is actually getting stuck, or any case where I mean, there is an error in your code or not. So you can do with this source. Okay. So I'll not go into that. Just a minute. I'll just disable this. Okay. Similarly, what is a network tab? So since we are right now not doing anything with the API and anything, like we will be calling some kind of API in our future sessions. So this network tab will be very useful in order to know like, okay, uh, what all things are, I mean, what all things your website is actually calling and all. So if you go to some other website, for example, like if I go to, let's say, where should I go? Let's go to ChatGPT. And okay, so if you go to the network tab and refresh it, so you see there are bunch of calls going here, right? There are a bunch of calls. So you can see all these are fetch calls. So all these are API calls being made by this chat GPT website. Okay. So if you disable this fetch slash xhr, so you are actually, you had this filter just to see only whatever API calls are being made from this website. Okay, in case you want to see like, okay, what are all the things being made, so you can see there are a bunch of things here. Are CSS also, there are some chunks coming from the website, there are some SVGs. See this SVGs, see this image you see generally in the web page, so this is coming from somewhere. I believe this is a SVG coming from this Grammarly which I have installed, but nonetheless, so I believe no one writes on the area we are working. Okay, similarly we have different chunks and all, so you don't have to worry like, okay, what is this chunk, this is very scary and all. Don't worry, like these are some of the JavaScript chunks, like these are some minified code, like you I mean, obviously these will be not, you will not be able to understand them because they are very minified, they are compressed and changed to something which is not readable. So it is called uglified and minified. Okay, so this code has been uglified for a reason, so that you directly don't go and see what are the things being done here. So that's the reason you see these bunch of things here. Similarly, you have performance. So that's a tab where you can see the performance of your website. Okay, in case you want to see like, okay, what is, how fast my website is loading, how fast, like for example, if someone is using a 3G phone and he's coming to your website, let's say xyz.com, and that is not reloading quickly, so obviously the performance of your website is not that great, because for a slower internet, the website is opening very late because your chunk size, your bundle size and all. it, I mean, from bundle and chunk, what I mean is, I believe you saw in the network tab, like these are the chunks. These are the chunks. Like you, obviously you'll be writing JavaScript and all, and these will be divided into logical chunks by your server and send it to the client. Okay. So these chunks have been sent from the server to your client, and obviously these are some logical chunks. They are not randomly divided. So these chunks are being used by your website for actually fetching the information and all, and whatever interaction you do. For example, if you write something here, uh, the chat GPT suggests you something and all. So those all things, I mean, if you go to click here, there is something. So obviously these are something given by the JavaScript. This interaction is actually being given by JavaScript. For example, if I'm clicking this icon, I believe like you can see, or should I increase the size of my browser also, guys? uh Siddhikant, don't worry, like I'll teach you how to create HTML code and all. Don't worry, I'm just telling you like these, how, what are these dev tools and all, because if you don't know, you'll not know like what all things. And and some of the people are also asking like, what is an API call? Don't worry guys, we will be discussing what an API call, we will be making an API call also. So you don't have to worry, just listen and try to absorb things. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, I'll increase the font size. uh okay, is it okay now, guys? For this, I'll decrease a little. For this, I'll increase a little. Is it okay now, guys? Okay. Siddhikant, don't worry. I'll teach you like how to create a web page and all. Don't worry. These things no one will be explaining you. See, I'll be starting and doing things you'll be knowing, but where will you debug? Where will you know like what all things you have in a browser? Obviously, you'll be creating things. Then only you know like, okay, these are some of the tools given by. I mean, there are a bunch of things. I'll not be explaining everything because that will be out of the scope of this course. But definitely, I'll be telling about like things like which are important for you right now. Okay. Okay. So this is what we have created. This is a very basic HTML. So I mean, HTML part is not clear or not. So I mean, let's just remove it and let's create it by ourselves. So you have a HTML tag. Okay. So anything you write in it will be a markup, and the browser will understand, okay, this is a HTML, and it will uh, I mean, show the things in the browser. Okay. So this is the HTML tag, very basic HTML tag. Okay. So HTML tag is actually the root element of the HTML page. Okay. Similarly, you have a head tag. So you have a head tag. So what is the use of a head tag? So anything you write in the head tag, you can see you have some title and all. So here we see 127.0 something something. So if we write that, if you want the title to be like my first page, let's say if you write this and save it, uh, see the the title has changed from my first page now. Okay. So anything you write in the head part is basically used for this tab part. Okay. So you have bunch of things. For example, you see this icon here that is also controlled from this head tag. Okay. You have bunch of metadata and all, which we will be not discussing right now, but yeah, definitely we will be covering at some point of time. Okay. Similarly, we have a body, like anything you see in the HTML is basically inside this body. Okay. So we wrote one h1. So h1 is basically a header size. I mean, you're writing one, it means the largest size. Similarly, you could write h2. You could write, let's say, I'll write here heading one. Similarly, you will be writing heading two. Similarly, you will have H3, you have H4, you have H5. Uh, most of the people might be thinking how I'm able to generate this intelligence and all. So actually I have Copilot installed with me. So that's the reason it is able to complete thing. Okay, no worries. Like you don't need that, but yeah, I mean, you can see the heading and all, like from the tag itself, you have some styling, custom styling, which is already present here, right? Right, guys? I believe you are understanding now, guys. Siddhikant, are you able to understand now? I mean, Siddhikant was not able to, so I really want title, sir. Okay, so title is basically, see, just see the web page. Okay, I'm changing the title. Let's say if I'm writing home page, okay, home page test, okay, and I save this. So just see, this part is changing. Just see this part, this part, this part. If I'm not able to see, this part is changing. This homepage test is the title is basically used to change the title of your web page. Okay, so this is the title of your website or web page. That's obviously this is a page. Okay, this is one page. Okay. Similarly, you have tags such as if you want to write a paragraph, obviously you'll use a paragraph tag. Okay. So we will create a notes also. So let's create a notes. Okay. So, okay. So we have a heading tag. What are those heading tags? H1, not like this. H1, H2, H3. Okay. These are some of the heading tags. I'm not writing the all. Similarly, you have paragraph tag. Okay, so this is a paragraph tag. Obviously, you'll have some closing here. Okay, so this is a closing also. We'll have closing. We'll also have a closing here. Similarly, you will have a closing here in the paragraph tag. Okay, okay, okay. So let's move further. So what you are doing actually? So you are actually doing this. Let's say I'll just complete this. Okay. So what you're doing, this is the structure, right? There is a tag name, there is a closing tag, and there is some content inside it. So this content can be text, a number, JavaScript and all, but obviously JavaScript you can't directly write here. There are ways of accessing and injecting. We will be discussing, not now, but obviously someday. Okay. So that's the way of creating a tag, a data in a web page. Okay, so what is the structure of a web page? So structure, from structure you see you have, see, I'll increase the size a little bit and I'll show you guys, like, okay, so this is the HTML. Okay, this is the HTML. Similarly, This is the head tag, correct? Let's minimize all. So this is the head tag where you write anything related to the header of the web page. Okay, title and all, metadata, and different bunch of things you write in the header. You'll get to know slowly. Similarly, you have a body where anything you want to render in your web page. For example, you see here you are rendering headers and all, paragraphs and all, you see in the body. Okay, okay. Similarly, like I talked about the history also. So the first HTML, the actual HTML, was actually invented in 1989. But yeah, when, obviously, like that was not the that great at that time. So the official was actually released at 1993, and with the time it kept on increasing, improving, and now you have this HTML5, which is the most recent and latest one. Okay, okay, guys. So from the basic part, you all must be having this doubt like, okay, sir, why are you writing this doc type HTML, right? You must all be curious. Till here, any doubt? Uh, just just ping me in the chat in case you have. Okay. Similarly, you have this doc type HTML. You see the first line I've written. So this is basically a declaration which is representing the type of document that helps the browser to understand, okay, this is some kind of definition. So we have a standard of creating. If you go to w3 org, so this is actually defining how you should create your website and all. I mean, this is a standard, a framework which has been accepted worldwide, where you have to write bunch of things in your page, do bunch of things in your website, just because this is a convention which is being followed throughout. Okay, so that's the reason this is a convention which is being followed, and this tells the browser that this is a doc type of HTML, and we are trying to create that. Okay, so you can just write doc type, and it is not a case sensitive. You can write, obviously small cases also allowed, but don't worry, just write this. Nothing to do it. If you remove also, the browser will understand like, okay, I have this, because today's modern browsers are very intelligent. If I even remove these all part, if I remove all part and just keep the body and save it, you see like this is not getting any error. This is not getting any error, correct? Why? Because the browser already injects a body and head. Okay, in case you're not injecting these things, the browser understands, okay, since this is a .html file, I have to inject the head HTML tag and all. If the user, like I'm the user, I'm creating this web page, if I'm not doing that, these all things are being injected by the browser itself. Okay, but I mean, it's a good practice to write, obviously, because that will actually help you, not the browser. Okay, similarly, in case you want to create a link, let's say if you want to create a link, you have this anchor tag, and you have an attribute called href. So href is basically to add any kind of, let's say I want to go to www.google.com, and if I write uh, Google it, if you write this and save it, you see there is a link here. You see there is a link here. And if I specify like I want to go to another tab in case someone is clicking it, so you have a blank attribute which tells like, okay, if someone is clicking this link, just take that person to a new tab. Let's say if I'm clicking this, my page has been redirected to this google.com, since this live server is actually not allowing me, because it is thinking like, okay, you are routing to something, but you don't have to worry. That's the basic way of actually going to. So you can write http colon this way to go to that. In case if I'm clicking it, see now it is opening correctly, correct? So that's a anchor tag. Okay, how to comment, how to comment. So if you write this syntax, if you write this syntax, this is the way of creating comment. So this is a comment in HTML. So I mean, this comment you'll not see here. If I expand this, you see the comment here, but this is not rendering in the web page, obviously, because this is a comment for the developer. So someone who is developing this will keep a comment or add a comment just to be sure, like, okay, what I'm doing. Let's say if I currently don't have the requirement, I can write like I have a to do, like I will add a image in future. Okay. So I can write this just for my reference. Okay. Just for my reference. So this is a comment. Okay. So similarly, you write bunch of comments here and there. So obviously, if you want to create this as a multi-line comment, you can do in this way. Okay. So this is a multi-line comment. I'll remove to do because this is changing the color. So you see, like, this is a multi-line comment. So how you can create it? Obviously, start it with a you can say a less than symbol with a exclamation mark and two dashes. Similarly, closing it with a two dash and a greater than mark. Okay. Similarly, if I want to give an image, let's say if I go to Google .com and I find a HTML image. So I have this image. So what I'll do, I'll just copy the link address. Okay. I'll go back. I'll create an image tag. Okay. Similarly, I'll have a src. It means it is telling me like what is the source of your image. Okay. In case you have a local file, you can obviously go there. I'll show you that as well. So I'll just copy, like, this is the source, like it is quite large, but no worry. I'll show it and remove it. So since image tag is basically, it takes nothing inside. So you can maybe close it this way, or in case if you want to have a closing tag, you can do it the same way you do it for any other tag. Okay. If I save it, you see there is some broken image coming here, but no worries. I'll maybe use another image, like this is not working here. So let's do one thing. Let's download an image and see. Okay. So for example, if I just click here, I'll open this in a new tab. I'll copy, save this image. So I'll be saving it. Let me just save it. Just a minute. I'll save it somewhere. Just a minute. Someone is asking type of document. What do you mean actually? Yeah. So we'll go to, where is our application? Okay, here it is. So I'll save it here. Okay. So now I have a download.png. Same way, what I'll do, I'll write the path. So I'll write download.png. Just go to my page, I see an image here. Okay. In case if you are creating a assets folder, which is a good practice to do that and move this image inside. And in case, like, if you're not able to see your image, obviously because the path is not right. So you have to write here assets slash uh, download.png. So if you save it, you see now it is working correctly. Okay, guys, are you able to understand clearly? Ping me, guys. Are you able to understand the structure for you is clear or not? Like, if you are not clear with the structure, I'll repeat that. Siddhikant, can you tell me like what is the problem you're facing? Image. See, image tag is very small tag. How? You are writing img, you're writing the source, you're finding a source, like where is the image? Is it over the internet? Is it in your local? So I showed you like this is in my local here, right? In case if you want to, let's say if you want to go to an image, or maybe let's open some image. Let's open this image, okay? I'll open this image. Okay, so I'll copy the image address. Okay, I'll paste here. So this is the image address, right? So in case if you remove this part, save here, save this, and go back to your page, you see this image, right? You see this image, correct? So I'll just close this for now. So you see this image. correct? So this is a source. Yeah, I'll tell about alt. In case if something goes wrong, let's say if I write something which is not a valid, let's say if I write this one, it breaks, correct? If it breaks, in case you are not writing alt, you see like now there is nothing visible here. So if let's say if this image is broken due to some reason, so in that case obviously the user will not be able to understand, okay, what is this, what is that, because this image is not coming. Okay, so you write the information, you write the description here, description of the image. Okay, and save it. So in case it is broken also, you see like the alternative description is being showed here. Someone is raising hand. Yes, I'll.
Yeah, so basically, hello.
Yes, I'll. Your sound is little feeble. If you have a doubt, like we will discuss that in the end. We'll keep
Okay,
a 10 minutes. You can
okay,
ask that. Yeah,
okay.
it will be disturbing for the people. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Dinesh, don't worry. We will be doing a bunch of things. Don't worry. Like if you know height and width, don't write in the chat because it is disturbing for other people, right? Like if you know, that's great. Okay. So someone is suggesting like to have a height and width. Okay, I'll do it for you. So if we write 300, similarly, so this height will become 300. Similarly, if I write width, let's say 200, so that will change according to that. Okay, so these values are actually in pixel. Okay, these values are actually in pixel. So if you know, don't write anything, the HTML is considering okay, you have written pixel. Okay, similarly, in case if you want to write in rem, it will behave according to that. So we will come to that, like what is rem and all. But for now, I believe you understand like what is that and all. So for now, I'll remove this height and width because this is a part of CSS. Okay, we will come to that. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. For now, like we are studying about HTML, so we will be focusing mostly on that. Okay, don't worry. Like these are the attributes. There are a lot of attributes. So if you go in paragraph, you see you have style attribute and also we will cover that. Don't worry. Okay. Similarly, in case, right? Okay, guys. So we have a form in the chat. I'll suggest everyone to maybe go and fill that form during the session or maybe after the session, but do fill that feedback form. It is very crucial for us. Okay. Okay, guys. So we saw like what is a heading tag, what is a paragraph tag, what is the image tag. Similarly, we also saw one link. I'll comment this. Okay. Similarly, in case let's say we have another paragraph tag. This is the second para. Uh, and you see like these are already coming in different uh, lines. Okay, these are already coming in different lines. So why is that? Like you must be having this question like why is that, like why everyone is coming in a line, but this Google and image are not coming in line. Okay, I'll bring it here. So you see like you can see like the Google and the image are actually not coming separately in line, they are in one line. So it is only because we have elements, we have type of HTML elements. So one is block level element, another is inline level elements. Okay, so with the block level elements, tags such as h1, p, all the header tags, all the paragraph tags, and there are a bunch of like divs. You have header tag, you have footer tag. Like we will cover this header and footer tag. For now, like think like these are some of the block tags. Similarly, we have some inline tags. For example, image tag, we have anchor tag, we have span tag, which I already wrote. So span tag and div tag, I'll tell the difference between them. So the difference between them is like div means any generic tag is a div tag. Okay, any generic tag we create, like for example, like if you want to do something but you really don't know, like, okay, is it a header, is it a paragraph, you are really confused and you don't want to go into h1 paragraph and all, you can create this div tag and do whatever you want. So, or in case you want to wrap it for the parent element and all, you can use div tag. Similarly, in case you want to do something in an inline, let's say in a line, for example, see, these two are inline tags. So since they are inline, they are coming in one line. Okay. So in case you want to do something between them, you can write a span tag. You can write something like span tag and say this is a span tag. Okay. So you see all these three are coming in same line. So in case if I want to break them, I have a BR tag. Okay. I have a BR tag and it is actually breaking these inline tags into different line. Okay. You see, I'm able to break it in different line, right? Right, guys? And do fill the form. Yeah. So let's create something nested here. Okay. So I'll comment these for now. Um, just a minute, like this. Yeah. So I'll comment these for now. So let's create a div tag. So this is a div tag. And inside this div tag, let's create another div tag. And inside this div tag, let's create an h2 and call this is a nested header 2. Okay. Let's save it. You see, this is coming similarly what we have, like h2 and h3 all are coming similar, right? But if you go in the inspect tag and see, okay, what is the elements and all, you see like there are two divs wrapping this h2 tag. So this is actually a nested element. And you will see like we will be mostly trying to do things in this manner only. We will be wrapping with a div, adding classes here and there, just to make sure like things are properly. Okay. So for now, like we are not doing that obviously because we don't have a use case for now, but yeah. Okay. So even in case if you're writing, let's say you are not, you're having your caps on, you write h2 capital and h2 small and save it. See, this is working perfect. So you can say HTML tags are not case sensitive. Okay. Not case sensitive. So I have written a capital S2 here and a small s2 here. Things are working perfectly. Any combination will work. For example, if I write div capital, I write here iv capital. Similarly, I write div capital and save it. See, nothing is breaking. This is working perfect. See, if you see here, the HTML is being able to render in a very similar fashion. Whatever you write doesn't matter because it is not, I mean, it is not case sensitive. Okay. Okay. So you saw like we wrote href here. We wrote href here. So what is this? So this is actually an attribute. For example, let's say we have a tag. Let's say we have a tag and maybe it's a name called Ayush tag. Okay. And I have something called an attribute. Uh, attribute. I'll write this is a attribute. Obviously, Ayush is not a valid tag, so HTML will not show in the page. But in case if you try to see here, you can see Ayush tag is here and attributes are also there, right? So attributes are actually part of a tag to add extra information to the tag. Yeah. for example, like you created an image. I mean, you showed an image in the HTML, but if you write just image and close it, will you see an image in the HTML? No, right? Obviously, because image requires something to show. So you will use attributes to add extra information to the tag. Okay. So these attributes are actually part of a tag to add extra information. Okay. So it can be any kind of URL, it can be some text. For example, obviously in the alt part, we wrote some text, which you are able to see once the image is broken. Okay. Similarly, someone suggested like, sir, you could write width and height. So what are that? That are part of the attributes. That are part of the attributes. So there are bunch of attributes. And if we start to list them all, obviously we won't be able to list in the time we have. Okay. Similarly, I showed you like how to create a header here. Similarly, I showed you how to create a paragraph here, right? I believe you know now like how to create these now. Okay. I'll just remove this and add the comment here. Okay. Now our page looks very similar what we had in the initial. Now let's say I want to style this. I want to style my first header because this is my first header. So I want to style it. So we have a style tag which we can write in the head. Sorry, I wrote here. We can write that in our header. Okay, because we want to style it. So uh, what I'll do, I'll give a class to this tag first. So you can think of this class as an attribute. Obviously it's an attribute and we are adding a class here. So before adding a class, let's add a ID. Let's add a ID. So ID is basically a unique identifier. So this ID will be unique identifier for your HTML tag. Okay. In case if I write here, like this is my header one, and in the style tag, if I go and write h header, see this is suggesting me also, and save it, you see the style for this heading has changed. The font size has changed. If you hover over this, you see there is a information tooltip here, which is giving you the information, right? So you see this one, the I believe you are able to see the color. You see there is a red color. The font size, it is writing 50 pixel times. There is some margin which is given by the browser, and obviously this accessibility one, you don't have to worry about them. So you see this dev tool is actually giving you the way to see what you have done here and there, and what are the basic default styles which are given to you by the browser. Correct? Correct, guys? Similarly, in case you want to style it inline, if you want to style it inline, you can write the same way you wrote here. So you can write here color and you can write it green. Okay. And save it. You see this has changed green. Similarly, if you write again here and maybe you want to increase the font size, you write font size, you write it as 20 pixels, save it. Uh, okay, colon. Uh, uh, that's not working. Did I write wrong? No, this is right. Okay, so let's try increasing this. Yeah, actually it was 20 pixel already. So if I write 40 pixel, you can see the size of this header has changed now. We are trying to style it. Okay. Similarly, someone suggested like, okay, sir, you can write width here, right? So this width is actually an attribute, but this is actually adding style. So if I write 300, you see like the width has changed. The width is now 300. But you can ask like, sir, I haven't added any uh, height tag or maybe attribute in my image. Why the height is changing? See, it is because the aspect ratio, you have an aspect ratio for your image. And whenever you write only one thing, like either height or either the width, HTML will try to maintain that aspect ratio. This image will have some kind of aspect ratio. So what is an aspect ratio? It is basically a ratio where you divide the width by height. There is some ratio coming from that, and that ratio is used to resize it based on whatever style you give. Okay, so in case you want to see whatever styles are being added, you can see here there's a style section in the dev tool. Similarly, if you hover it and see, you can see the style has been added here as 300 pixel, right? Similarly, if you go to the H1, scroll up, if you go to the H1, you see like the styles icon here, and even I can write different styles here. For example, if I write background color and changes to blue, see the background color has changed here, right? So, but I haven't wrote that here. I haven't wrote that here. Like this is not here. So what will happen if I refresh it? It will go away, obviously, because this dev tool is actually giving you an edge to experiment with your CSS, and with your CSS, obviously you can first experiment it, and in case you find like, okay, this is the perfect thing, like for example you want to add a border, for example, so you will write 2 pixels solid, uh, let's keep it blue. Okay, so now you see there is a header, and I believe like, okay, this is my perfect styling, I want to copy it, so I'll just copy it, I'll just paste here. Okay, uh, but okay, I'll paste here. Now if I refresh, the style processed now. So you see like this is the power of this dev tool, that you can do a lot of things here and there, experiment your HTML, and once you find like, okay, now this is perfect, you can copy it and paste it in your actual HTML, and that will persist, obviously, because you have saved in the file. Okay, guys, I believe this is clear to you all. Any doubt till here? Like now we have 10 minutes time, so I'll give you all opportunity to ask doubts. So now it is open for doubts. Sahil, if you want to ask, you can ask now, because we will be covering very little now. I mean, this is the overview, like this is the basic of HTML. Uh, Even I'll add a doc type HTML in the beginning, because that's a declaration, like, okay, I'll be using the doc type convention of the HTML to create my web page. Okay, so let's recap. So my HTML is divided into head part and a body part. Okay, so this body part contains whatever we do here. Whatever we do here is being present in the body part. Okay, similarly, whatever you write or you see in the header part, you see in the head tag. Okay, okay, Vishwanath has a doubt. So he's asking like, why does some image work properly and some don't when we use link? See, Vishwanath, if the image link is valid, okay, if the image link is valid, for example, if I copy this image link, go to my browser, paste it and enter, you can see this image is coming. Okay, so this is a valid link. So in case if you're using a wrong link, this image will not be visible in the HTML for sure. Okay, so that's the reason the image works if the SRC and all are correct. If it is not correct, your image tag will not show that image. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Dinesh is having a question like, why are we using a span tag? See, span tag is basically, let's say if you want to do something not specific to anything, let's say, because anything you write in a span tag is not an anchor, it's not an image, but it can be something, right? It can be something. And you want that to have this inline behavior, okay? This inline behavior, it should be an inline element, okay? So if you want that tag to be an inline element, you will use a span tag, okay? So this is an inline, I mean, that's the property of this. Yeah, yeah, Shreya, you're right. So we are using ID and class for the selectors in CSS, and we will talk about selectors, different selectors in CSS, not today, but definitely we'll talk about that. Yeah, Shrumi, I'll explain that. Okay, so see, the div tag is basically a generic tag. Okay, so it's a generic tag. Why? I'll show you like how it is a generic tag. For example, if you go at the end, write a div and write this is a div, but it acts like header. Okay, you save it. You go to the end, you see this is coming here. I'll increase the size. You go to the end, you see this is coming here. Okay, now what I do, I'll add a style here. I'll add a style. I'll write font size to be 55 pixels and my color to be maybe orange. Save it. You see, this is acting perfectly like a header. So it is basically why, because this div is acting like a generic tag. Similarly, if you write a span tag and you write this is a span header, okay, save it. You see this is coming here. Only difference is that if you write another span tag and write this is second span and save it, both are coming in line. Okay, both are coming in line, right? But if you write another div, right, this is just write second div. Okay, div. Uh, okay, save it. You see that is coming in a different line. So that's the basic difference. A div tag is a block level element and a span tag is an inline. What do you mean by inline? It will come in a single line. It will not add extra spaces. So this div is actually having its own margin and all. So that's why it is pushing all the things after that in a new line. Okay, but this span doesn't have that. Doesn't have that. So that's the reason it is not able to push it. So that's a basic property of that tag. Okay. Okay, I'll answer Vishwanath doubt like which he asked. Like we are choosing an image. See, Vishwanath, I told you like if the image tag is if the image URL is correct, it will work. So when I copied that image, that URL was not right. Okay, that's why it was not coming in the SRC. Okay, there is nothing hidden here. If it is working in the browser, it will definitely work in the image tag. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you some of the extensions I'm using. So one you install is live server. When you install this live server, so what it will do, it will launch. It will just you'll see here. You will see here directly. This one. You'll see go live here in the bottom. You see in the bottom it is written click to run live server. If you click it, it will run the live server and start in the browser directly. You see, and it will keep on reloading in case you are making changes in your HTML. Okay. Similarly, other than that, I have installed HTML Eminent, I believe. Just a minute, snippet. You can maybe install this HTML CSS support IntelliSense. I believe this HTML snippet and all has gone deprecated and all, so I'll not recommend you install this, but you can install this CSS IntelliSense. Similarly, you can install this basic HTML5 boilerplate snippet and all. So these are some of the extensions which will be helpful for you to code maybe faster. Okay, guys. And other than that, I don't think like you'll require anything for JavaScript and all. We will see that when we discuss JavaScript. For now, these are only the extensions which will be helpful for you. Okay. I believe Sahil has a doubt. Sahil, could you ask now? Yeah, Sahil. Can you speak a little louder?
So I have only doubt in a image tag only, and the doubt is that the link is valid, but the image is not showing that because of the width and height. So it is possible for it is possible or it is not possible.
See, if we don't write any width and all, obviously
Yeah.
it will come in the original size. So this is the original size, okay? So it is
Okay.
coming according to that. In case if you're adding any width or height, it will try to maintain the aspect ratio, right? For example, if I write like width 300, height 200, save it, you see the image is distorted a little bit. You see, right? It
Yeah.
is distorted. So if you try to write like, let's say if I write like 500 now, the aspect ratio has gone, obviously because the HTML is trying to mimic whatever pixel you have added. So that's
Yeah.
the problem. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, do we use regular expression in HTML for form validation? Vinay, actually, that's a very topic for another session. We can use regular expression not in HTML but in a script, and definitely do a form validation. Definitely, that can be used in JavaScript. Shreya, I don't understand your question. Like in Google Form, it is asking for domain name. What do you mean by that? Okay. So for today, guys, I'll want you all to go and create a HTML, add some headers. I mean, from the heading tag, obviously you'll have a style. You'll have this style tag. Varun is raising hand. Just a minute. Varun. Yes, Varun. Tell me.
Sir, actually, I wanted to ask that do we have to write this for the uploading the image directly from the web? Do we have to write only the link of the image or anything else also with that?
See, if you have the image in your local, since I have this image in my local, I can write the relative path, right? I could write this as just the relative path. I mean, what I mean by relative path, I mean like uh, from this html.st
Direct
index.html.
download.png.
Yeah, yeah, I have downloaded in front of you, right? This image.
Yes, sir. And for the web one, I'm asking about this alt thing you written there, alt equal to description of image. So
See,
that we
this
have to write or
yeah, in case if this image is wrong, let's say it is download one, so obviously this image is not right, correct? So you see like the alt text here, you see this alt text here,
yes, sir.
description of the
Yeah.
image. So it is only because of this alt attribute. So that's the reason you
Yeah,
should
means it's
write.
not compulsory. We
It's
can
not compulsory, definitely any attribute is not compulsory.
okay, sir.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, Varun, sorry.
re re-upload the Google form in the chat because now it's not visible for me, the Google form. I want to fill, but I forgot to fill.
I'll paste again.
Okay, sir. And sir, for the uploading YouTube videos directly through web, I tried today. There were some errors
Yeah.
coming. Like some for some videos, it is showing that the YouTube is not permitting it. So how can we sort it out?
See, for video, there are bunch of things like you maybe you can Google it. So see, there are some kind of iframe attacks and all. So that's a part of security. So because of security reasons, YouTube doesn't allow the video directly in your web page. So in order to do that, you have to add some kind of attributes and all. You can just Google it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Understood.
Yeah. What is our batch? Uh, So it's a web development batch, Parith, like if you wanted to ask that. Center and all, don't worry. Swami, like don't worry about that. We will discuss a lot of the CSS power in the upcoming sessions and all. Don't worry how we can center it and how we can do that. We will definitely, the server is called live server. Live server. It is present in VS Code. Okay. You don't have to worry about that, Vaishnavi. Server is just the name. It's the name of the extension. You don't have to worry like what is server here and all. It is just giving you a way to reload your web page in development. Okay, you don't have to worry. That's not any kind of a server or not. It is just giving you a feel like any server is running in the background, and every time you are writing a code, refreshing it, it is coming. So you don't have to worry. It is just an extension name. I can give whatever name I want, right? I can write live machine and any name I can give. So that's a name of extension. uh yeah, Parit, you have to practice. So you can go today and read about a different HTML tags and all. Today we just touched upon header, paragraph, anchor tag, span tag, image tag, div tag, and block level inline elements and all. This is called the styling in the HTML, and this is called inline style. This is the inline style. We will discuss about how we can create a separate file for the CSS and all in our upcoming sessions. Not today. Uh, 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 okay, someone is asking, Vinay, actually emit is now deprecated. So in case you are using it, if the update is available, yeah, please do that. How can we put together live server screen and VS Code display when I'm trying to showing one at the time? Uh, Kanak, this is just a setup. Okay, this is just a setup. In your display, you can minimize this tab of your browser. Similarly, in the VS Code also you can do that. And once you click it, it will open automatically in your browser. So you can keep those parallel in your screen. You don't have to copy my setup. Don't worry. Uh, Anthony, I'll unmute you because your doubt is quite big. Is VS Code enough for practicing? Yes, Komal. VS Code is more than enough. It is being used in the industry widely. VS Code is very nice editor. It's a free editor. BR tag works without that backslash. Yeah, yeah, uh, yeah. Codella. So basically, the BR tag you can write like this. In case, uh, in case I want to add a BR here, let's say in between these span tags, I want to add a BR. Let's say if you write this BR, and if you give a closing tag also, not a problem. It will be only one BR. Okay. I believe it is considering two. Let's see. Yeah, it is considering two. I mean, there is no closing tag for BR. So obviously you will write just BR and works. If you want to close it, it's a good practice to close a tag also. So you can just add a slash at the end and it will close as well. Okay. Dinesh, obviously you have your choice, whatever you prefer, not a problem. This is my preference to use live server. You can use whatever you want. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I think that's it for today. Uh, I've taken most of your doubts. So thank you guys, and just fill the form. And in the next session, we will be talking more about CSS and all, how to, I mean, we will try to cover most of the CSS things because that is the thing like which you be feeling like harder once you practice web development. But yeah, definitely we will start to cover CSS and slowly we will come to JS and all, and we will complete most of the things slowly. Yeah. Yeah, Parit, you can do that. Yeah, tables as well. Okay, guys. So that's it. Thank you, guys. I'll end the session. Yeah, thank you. Do join in the next session. We will discuss more and talk more. Yeah, thank you.